Hi, everybody. It's always so cool that there's people here like waiting. It's awesome. And I think I need a new desk set up because I really want y'all to be able to see Beltrade. Look who just got here. Say hi. He's here and he's so cute. And I would love it if you could see him while we're talking. But he's all, even if I move this, you still can't see him. But he's here. He hopped up like he knew. He's like, okay, it's time. It's time for the live stream. So I'm here. Hi everybody. I was reading some of your comments while I was getting ready over here. And I actually was not scrambling to get ready. Like most of the time my ADHD is like I'm all over the place until I sit down in this chair and it's always late, but I was like on time today. And Beltray was on time. Hi Alex, hi Smickety Smoo, hi Whitney, hi Mary. Hi Boot. Hi Ouroboros. Hi Lauren, Dustin, Vivian, Nolan. You guys are awesome. Hi. That's good. Hi Moo Mushroom. Hey, people have been messaging me and saying like I really want to get to get more involved in the community. Like how do I do that? And so I recommended that people check out this live stream because y'all are so great and the conversation's always really fun. But I know, and there's no pressure here, but I know there's a lot of you lurking. Lurking is fine. Lurking is welcome. But I know there's a lot of you who like don't kind of know how to get started. So I would just encourage you, if you're up for it today, don't do anything that doesn't feel right to you, but just say hi in the chat. You can just say hi, that's all. If you want to say hi from Norway, from Georgia, wherever you are in the world, that can be cool too, because then there's other tiptoeing. Okay. Because then you might see that there's other people here that live close to you. But yeah, I'm not asking you to like share your location or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, I know some of you are like, you watch and you want to connect, but you don't know how. So you can start by just saying hi. Yeah. Hi, greet. Oh, awesome. You're from Belgium in the UK. Houston, go Texas. Hi, Holly. St. Paul, Minnesota. Clara. My best friend lives in Wisconsin and I fly into St. Paul when I go see her. Netherlands, Germany, Finland. This is so cool. It's just such a great reminder there's just so many different ways to do life and so many different people to connect with. And oh my gosh, we got like a latitude, longitude. Is that what that is? Exactly where you are, maybe. Denmark. Hi, Ashley's Organics. Oh, I wish y'all could see Beltray. He's being so sweet. Can you see his nose? Because this is my computer and I don't want to like, I'm like tipping my computer over and it makes me nervous. Maybe if I had like a higher camera, because I feel like he's just a part of the live stream, you know? It's not fair. He needs to be seen. And somebody, oh my gosh. Okay, who sent me this? Does anybody want to take credit? This showed up in my, I just need a pet cam. Maybe I have like a separate camera that's dedicated specifically to Beltray and you can see him at all times and it's just like in the corner of the screen. Somebody sent me this and there's no note. There's no send receipt or anything, but thank you to whoever sent this to me. This is awesome. All cats are on the autism spectrum. It's got really great pictures in it. I mean, look at this. Oh. I love it. And the orange cats, of course, are going to be my favorite. I mean, look at this picture. The selfies, hilarious. I mean, I accept all cats, but I know it's an excellent book. So thank you to whoever sent it to me. I really appreciate it. Okay, people like the cat camera idea. You can hear him purring. Do you want to get on the microphone? got quiet when I did that. My best friend's cat purrs like a lion. It's so loud. ASMR kid. Is that you? Are you ASMR? Yeah. So now you just think I'm like petting an invisible cat if you can't see him. Okay, I watched a movie this week. I'm wondering if anybody else has seen it. I watched a movie called Theater Camp. No, don't get up. He had enough, I guess. Too many cuddles. Okay, has anybody seen the movie Theater Camp? It is so great. So if you grew up fine arts kid in any capacity, I highly recommend that movie. It's like lighthearted and fun. So many like inside jokes about what it's like to grow up backstage on a stage. Just amazing. I mean, so many fine arts kids are autistic, and I'm sure plenty of the kids in that movie are autistic, but it's a great movie. It's like an easy watch and easily rewatchable as well. It's on Hulu, so I'm not affiliated. I'm not like getting sponsored to recommend it. Yeah, Nolan's seen it. It's so great. I laughed. I cried at the end, not because it's not like a sentimental, emotional movie in the sense that like I don't think most people would cry watching it, but I just freaking love fine arts so much, y'all. Like the way that you can connect to it and just like express yourself and connect to other people. I'm just so grateful for the arts, and that's why I cried, because I'm grateful for the arts. That's me. Look, I'm tearing up thinking about it. Got my flute and my piccolo, and yeah, I think I would have been an awesome theater kid. I was too involved in band. Um, we were the pit for the musicals, like we would play for them. But I think my daughter would be really great at theater. I was telling her the other day, I told her that such a thing exists as debate team. I told her that debate teams exist, and her eyes were like, which is not me. Like debate team is my nightmare. But if you're familiar with Enneagram, I think my daughter might be an 8, which is the challenger, which is like she's always going to question you. She's always going to like get to the bottom to like find the truth and like speak up for injustice. And so anyways, we're dealing with a lot of 8 energy over here, and I told her about debate team. Yeah. Mary was a theater kid once upon a time. Okay, I'll have to check out Camp Hideout, Nolan. I haven't seen that one. Art does save lives. Holly's a band student. What instrument did you play, Holly? You rarely watch TV or movies? Tell me, what do you do? How do you fill your time? I'm always looking for ways to fill my time that doesn't involve screens. Nolan played trumpet. Going through training to become an Enneagram coach, Holly. Awesome. The Enneagram is so fascinating. I love clarinet. RK is also trumpet. Yeah, I think you can also like personality type based off of instruments a lot of times. There's a lot of similarities. Yeah. Somebody asked me because I was asking for questions that y'all want to explore. Somebody asked me about my special interests, and I was going to bring one of the Afghans in here that I made, but I forgot. One thing that I did yesterday, it was 74 degrees here in Fort Worth yesterday. It was the most fantastic, amazing, beautiful day. And I went outside and I took all of my indoor plants, a lot of them. Cause like I have, if you know what a pilea is or a friendship plant, like it had sprouted like 20 different pups. And I needed to like I needed to repot some stuff. And so I took all my plants outside. I think I have a picture of it. And it was so beautiful. And I just like had all my plants around me and I had all the soil and I was like repotting everything. And so I did that. Here's a picture of some of them. So those are some of my plants. This is a ZZ plant. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, and then I hung up a plant yesterday. This is a pothos, and I hung one from my ceiling. That's my little kitchen nook right there. And yeah, my daughter was like, it feels like our kitchen is, what did she say? She didn't call it a jungle, but she felt like we were eating in a forest or something, and she thought it was really cool. So plants have become one of my special interests. Here's the thing. I never thought that I could take care of plants because for a long time I killed everything. But I think you just have to accept that like sometimes you're going to kill things. And sometimes, I mean, it's just the cycle of life. Like sometimes things die. And the pothos that I showed you, yeah, Ashley, they are the easiest ones for me because you just let them go until they look sad and then you water them and they're fine. Like they're the easiest and I think some of the most beautiful. So you just have to experiment and be okay with sometimes they die. This is a pothos right here. I really like that one a lot. My daughter is 10. I saw somebody ask that. RK, you got distracted by imagining what plants you could buy. I get it. I have another picture I can show. My daughter and I we had a little girls' date in downtown Fort Worth. And we stumbled, I mean, I love downtown Fort Worth. That's like my place. And we stumbled upon this. Oh my gosh, my screen is so dirty. This plant place in downtown Fort Worth. It's amazing. This isn't a great picture, but I don't know. This is really not a good way to do this. Oh gosh, you can't even tell. Okay, there's plants everywhere. It's really cool. Yep. So I like plants. I like to crochet. Maybe I'll go get my Afghan. I don't know. I don't want to be awkward and like run away and then come back. I don't have a spider plant, Joe, but thank you for the suggestion. RK, you're good at buying new ones. I get that too. Like I repotted some stuff yesterday and I was laughing at myself because I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And I think I probably like messed up a lot of the roots. And I was like, these are probably going to die. I'm going to bring them back inside and they might die, but it's okay. Like I'll just buy new ones. I've told myself I could just fill my entire house with pothos if everything dies because I can keep pothos alive. So I might just have like a Jumanji house full of like vine pothos. You're welcome. How do I say your name? Jack Der Snurk. I'm glad you're here. Vivian wants me to go get the crochet for real. Okay, I'll run and get it really fast. Beltray, can you keep them company? No, he's like right. Can you? Okay. Keep them company. I'm gonna go get my crochet. I'll be right back. Say hi to them. Thank you. It's just me. You know it's me. Okay, will you come back over here now? Okay. Okay, so y'all were asking about my special interest. So this is something I got into during the pandemic. And this is my most favorite thing that I've made. This is my rainbow Afghan. I'm out of breath after that. So each one is kind of a different stitch. Hang on, I'll start the red. And I just did like one strip at a time, and then I put it with the next one. So rainbow makes me super happy. I always love rainbow colors. And I worked on this during the pandemic, and it took a long time, but it was really, it's really just therapeutic to work on it. And when I was starting out with crochet, I hated it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is too hard. I can't, like, my fingers can't figure it out. It was so awkward. And if you're interested in starting, thank you all so much. Just start with the chain stitch and do it over and over and over and over and over again. And then pull it apart and then do it again and then pull it apart and do it again. And do that for a couple of weeks because you just kind of have to get used to holding a hook. Just start really small. And actually, I should have gotten one more blanket. There's the first blanket that I made is just made out of a single stitch. The entire Afghan, he's trying to get out. Are you stuck? He got it. The entire Afghan is just a single stitch, and it's one of my favorite blankets. So if you want to get started, you don't have to do like super intricate stuff. You can just start with like one stitch and actually make an entire blanket with one stitch. So thank you all for the sweet comments. Moo Mushroom loves sewing. Yeah, the colors are so like therapeutic to me. So one Christmas, usually with my Christmas money, I either buy a new instrument, most of which I can't play, but I do have a purple saxophone that I need to start practicing again. Fun fact, the fingerings on a saxophone are the same as a flute. So a lot of like professional musicians will double on both instruments because it's pretty, I mean, the embouchure is totally different, but okay. So I usually spend my Christmas money on like a new instrument that I probably won't learn how to play. Or one year I went to Joann's, which is a fabric store, and I spent all my Christmas money on yarn, just every color. And it was pretty cool. I made like a chart. I think this is before I knew I was autistic. And each color represented a different emotion. And based on how I was feeling that day, I would like crochet that color. And so there was absolutely no pattern at all. It was just like a wild, fun, like therapeutic Afghan that I was making. So anyways, this is my rainbow one. And we just keep it on our couch. It's like our family blanket. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, purple saxophone for TCU. Of course, go Frogs. But yeah, you can get a saxophone on Amazon for pretty cheap, honestly. And I understand that a cheap instrument does not equal a good instrument, but it's a purple saxophone. And I was taking lessons for a little while, and my saxophone teacher was like, yeah, it's actually not bad. Like for an Amazon saxophone, it's not bad. Yeah, mood blankets, weather blankets. Greetings, Rope Crewman 36. Aspie checked in. Hi, Smoky Mountain Blessed. Hi, Mary. Oh, Mary, you've been here. You said flute. Oh, Yuffie. Yeah, just making crochet chains. Yeah, do it for a while and just get used to it, and then you can start doing more stitches. Can I do a tutorial on those? I don't know. There's so many good crochet videos out there. So I would probably just send you to one of those because I would need like a camera setup and stuff like for close up to show my hands and the hook and everything. I don't really have a good setup for that. But there's a lot of good YouTube videos. That's how I learned, honestly, was watching YouTube videos. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about, I don't know, this is not a fully formed idea. I have been kind of thinking about doing some type of like health program later this year where we do like a live stream. Like I could lead yoga. You don't necessarily have to do yoga. You could put on your own program or whatever. And like we could do like a mindful kind of movement class together and like focus on healthier eating habits and that kind of stuff. I don't know if anybody would be into that, but something I thought about. Yeah, I know. Isn't this a great community? I mean, where else are you going to find this cool of a community on YouTube? YouTube is usually full of like so many people who are being negative and snarky. But this is a great one. Yeah, fast food habits. I have some of those as well. And I mean, sometimes fast food is really obviously helpful, especially when my executive functioning is low and I'm like kind of burnout. It really helps to automate some stuff. I have to yawn. Excuse me. Ugh, I had so many bizarre dreams last night. I woke up and I felt like I hadn't slept all night. My best friend and I were at Disney World and our plane was leaving and we realized we forgot to go to Epcot. So we're like, we're going to go to Epcot before the plane leaves. And so we were like running around just trying to go to Epcot before our plane took off. And I woke up and I was exhausted. Yeah, you can't miss Epcot. I mean, and I got to go, I guess it was 2 years ago now, and my family and I rode Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my gosh, that ride is the coolest. Hi, Claire. Thanks for being here, Woodshed Theory. You're amazing. Yeah. I don't know how to say your name. Lizzle. That ride is amazing. Oh, somebody got a diagnosis. Congrats, Wolf Dreams. That's awesome. Yeah, grocery pickup is the best. Yeah. I also really like my Target, they do, grocery pickup, and even if it's not groceries, even if I just need like, I don't know, a new shirt or something, I'll buy it online and pick it up from my car. So helpful. Claire does have pretty new Valentine's hats. So go out. Thank you, Ashley Jen. Go out and check out Claire at Woodshed Theory. Oh, well, thank you. RFP loves vacuuming. Vacuuming is really therapeutic, I feel like, and satisfying. I'm glad you feel like I'm informative. Thank you. I think I forgot to mention my new video is going to premiere right after the live stream. I've never done it like that before. We'll see if it works, because like when I set up the live stream, it's like, do you want to redirect to something after it's over to premiere a new video? And I was like, okay, let's try it. So that's going to happen at 1. We'll see if it works. Oh, Margie, you're a vegetarian that doesn't eat garlic or onions. Interesting. I bet that would be kind of limited. I'm sorry I keep yawning. It's a crazy dream. Ooh, I had another. That was like a series of dreams. Oh, I had won tickets to a concert with my best friend, and I could either risk them and have like a front row ticket for myself. I don't know. Or it was such a bizarre dream. It's one of those when I try to say it out loud, it's like it doesn't even make sense. I just woke up and I was exhausted. Okay. It's supposed to rain a lot tonight, which I'm excited about because I love rain. Okay, thank you, Sally. I appreciate it. I yawn a lot, and I guess that's true. Like a lot of times neurotypical people will take offense or like think that you're bored, but I'm having a great time. I just need to yawn sometimes. Is anybody else yawning because we're talking about it? Rained all day in the California desert yesterday. No worries on yawning. Thank you for the yawning support. Okay, Litha, you're sending the rain my way. I'm okay with it. Oh, moo mushroom. I had to get my wisdom teeth out in college. Obviously we know I'm not a doctor, but I would ask in advance. And okay, y'all take this with a grain of salt. I'm not recommending pain pills, okay? Like just be smart. But you can get medication beforehand to kind of help subdue you, which I think could help kind of take the edge off. And I would also let them know, like something that's really helpful to me at the dentist is please tell me everything that's going to happen before it happens. Like, please walk me step by step through what's going to happen. And then I would make sure to have, you know, again, everybody use your own judgment. Like, have meds ready afterwards to help control the pain because that can help with a lot of the sensory overwhelm. So have a pain plan, pain management plan. Lower your expectations of life until you recover. Like, just rest, err on the side of rest. Let yourself eat or drink whatever feels good. No judgment. And yeah. Anybody else? The dentist is really overwhelming. You do ASMR vacuuming on your channel? Wow. I've never heard of such a thing. Is a tongue drum like a mouth harp? I don't know what a tongue drum is. We're talking about yawning. It makes me yawn. Bye. Thanks for being here, Boot Jalokia. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably butchering that name. I'm sorry, Aminti, that you're not wanting to be autistic anymore. I know sometimes it can be so overwhelming, and I think I don't know. For me, I think my life was set up in such a way that it prevented me from supporting my own natural patterns and rhythms. So everything felt like an issue. Everything's like it was hard to do anything because my whole life was set up to be neurotypical. So I hope that you can, find ways to support your own patterns and create more grace in your life, for the way that you do things. And I hope you can, I hope we can all slowly stop comparing ourselves to how other people do life. It can also be especially hard when you either have been through like a ton of trauma and have a lot of healing to do, or you're just in a really significant state of burnout, because then everything seems like a huge deal. And it is a big deal, but just give yourself lots of grace because healing requires a lot of rest. It requires a lot of time and a lot of just like sometimes not having the answers. I think that can be really hard for us because a lot of times we want to know the why behind things, why things happen. Sometimes we just don't get to know. So, yeah, but thanks for being honest about that. I'm sure there's other people who feel that way too. And I'm not over here saying my life is great. Like I love everything about being autistic. Like it makes it really hard for me, especially one thing that really bothers me is interacting with other parents at the school. It's really hard for me to make relationships or like understand those social patterns at all. I'm always just watching people. I'm always like, I do not understand. It's like I'll listen and I'm like, they're talking about nothing. Like if I had to come up with words to tell you what they're talking about, they're talking about nothing. I just don't understand it. I think I miss out on connection sometimes because of my autistic patterns, and that's hard to see. That's one thing that really frustrates me. Another thing is like sensory overwhelm. I notice myself getting like frustrated with conversations when I can't, like when there's sensory stuff that's overwhelming. So if the lights are too bright or if we're at a restaurant that's too loud, I just get like mad, and it's nobody's fault. It's just like I really quickly get into like a state of defensiveness or overwhelm. And I wish I could kind of just like sit back and relax. So, yep. Yeah, small talk with other parents is hard. Yeah, we were talking oh, hi in Las Vegas. Hi, Melody. One of my good friends is in Vegas right now, and she gets to go to a show in the Sphere, and I'm jealous because it looks so awesome. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, we were talking. So I just started the first group, the Unstuckify group for February this morning, and we were just talking about how common it is for autistic people to have digestive issues, stomach issues, food issues. It's very common. Like hardly ever are we just dealing with autism. It's like autism and OCD, autism and Crohn's, autism and fibromyalgia, autism and autoimmune. There's and anxiety. And I think a lot of the anxiety just comes from not having adequate support to embrace our patterns. It's like there's so many things trying to get us to not show up in the world the way that is comfortable for us. Holly, yes, I do have scholarships because of some really incredible people in the community who donate to help other people become a part of it. So let's see. I do have probably 4 scholarships left. And I just updated all of the class offerings. So for February, March, and April, I am so on the ball right now, y'all, because also the classes just keep getting booked. Like, it's awesome. I'm so glad that they're helpful to y'all. Hi, PF Ballman. They just keep getting booked out. So it's like, well, fine. I'll go ahead and put stuff on the calendar through April. So you can find all of my classes and support groups. Whoops. Is that how you spell my name? I've looked at it too many times. It's a weird website, taylorheaton.as.me. I don't know. I can't figure out a way to change that. That's not your problem. Okay, so that's where all of my offerings are. And then if you're interested in a scholarship, email me. Nope. Sorry. I mean, you can use that. Let's do scholarships at momonthespectrum.life. And I'll let you know what I have available. Yeah, so what we've got coming up. So I have more Unstuckify groups. So if you haven't heard, I have a new course that I'm running called Unstuckify Your Life. And let me show you. I really need to get better at live streams so that I can have like dual screens and show you. I'll pull it up on my phone. I simplified it because okay, let me do one thing at a time. I got really stuck working on how to unstuckify your life, which made me so mad. But it was definitely an important lesson that I needed to learn, and I'll tell you more about it. Okay, so this is I don't know if it's going to show up mirrored on your end. Oh my gosh, come on, help me out. See, you can be a YouTuber full-time and have no idea how to share a picture of something with your audience. See? Why won't it work? Ready? Maybe if it's closer. Oh, okay. Oh, we had it for a second. I think it's the lighting in my house. Anyway, Beltray is a part of it. So it's a 4-step process to unstuckify your life, and I'm teaching over that. The guide's also available on its own. And then if you're wanting more help going through the guide, you can sign up for a support group. Oh, thank you, Holly. That's a good idea. So there's a link to the guide. Hi, Steffi B. The Wednesday group done. Are you planning to have the Wednesday group done on the 14th? Like for March or February? What's my calendar say? In March. Oh yeah, in February we'll meet on Valentine's Day. Yeah, I don't know like if people take Valentine's Day off, but I'll still be holding the classes in February. Awesome sauce. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, so I've got the Unstuckify groups where we're going to go through that course, but I also am opening the just generic support groups back up because everybody loves those. So the open support groups are just where it's up to 10 people, and the discussion that we have is based off of questions that you send in. It's always like, I feel like each session should be recorded and uploaded as a TED Talk because everyone is so full of incredible wisdom in these support groups. So there's a hair by my eye that I can't get. The generic, like general support groups are back in March and April. Oh, green to red. I understand. If you want to message me about scholarships, I can help you get part of the way there. I get it. Is there a Discord? So I have a Podia community, and I'm considering ways to open this up. But I have a private online community, so anytime you join one of my classes or support groups, you get automatic access to my online community. And there's like 300 of us in there, and it's basically just a private chat room where you can post questions and comment, share stories, connect with each other. It's really awesome. So I don't have a Discord. Discord is very overwhelming to me. I can't get the hang of it, or haven't yet. And what else was I going to say? Set my monitor to 60. Okay. Thanks for all these tech suggestions. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to stay up to date with the comments. Okay. So whenever I was asking for, oh, my foot went to sleep. When I was asking for questions that y'all want to go over for the live stream, I don't know how to say this. Aroboris 4859 said, I'm on the fence about getting an ASD diagnosis. Ironically, my fear is that I may not be diagnosed with ASD, which I could see being potentially devastating for me. I identify with ASD in the community so much, and it explains so much about me and brought me so much mental relief. So if I hear you're not autistic, I feel like that will all be taken away and I'll be back at square one again. So first of all, how many of us have been in this situation? Because I know I have. Excuse me. When I started going down the rabbit hole of researching autism, I knew that I was autistic. And I felt the same way. I was like, if they do not tell me I'm autistic, I'm going to be devastated, because it's helped me make sense of my world and given me like a grasp on life. Oh, Orion has a video over it. Okay, check out Orion. His resources are awesome. So what I will say is, you are your own best guide. Okay, even a psychologist, after a lot of testing, like, they still are not inside of your brain. Testing is not perfect. They're human-made tests. What's the word? Like, that are, I can't think of the word. I mean, your psychologist is a human person interpreting the human-made test. You are a human that has trouble with social interactions because you're autistic, and that complicates the testing process. So there's all these variables in there that can muddy the water, and no test is 100% perfect. So keep trusting your intuition and your guidance. But I also want to say it's really important that you find a reputable person to go to, because so many people are going to providers who are not very well informed about how autism presents, especially in women, especially minorities. So what happens is you end up wasting a lot of time and energy and money and resources in general, going down this path with someone who really isn't educated or informed. So I put this link in the description for you. This is a link to my Big Autistic Resource Guide, which you can download for free. Just put a 0 in the checkout box. And I keep compiling lists of providers there that have been vetted by the community. But, you can always ask some questions before you commit to going down this path with a psychologist. What's your current understanding of autism? What are you doing to stay up to date with the way that autism presents? What research have you done recently on how autism presents in women? Ask your provider questions before you commit to going down this path with them. How many adults have you worked with who are on the autism spectrum? And you'll know based off of their answers, you'll get a feel for where they're at. Like if they're kind of, you can tell when somebody is kind of stretching the truth a little bit, or they just are not in the place that you want them to be at to evaluate you. Trust that and try to find somebody that knows what they're talking about. So the community here has been really great to help me kind of compile a list of resources of people who know what they're talking about. Yeah, and I have so many that I can recommend, but I know especially a lot of people are hurting financially, and so if you haven't heard me talk about it, this is a good time to bring it up anyway. There's an organization called Wilderwood Equine Therapy. Equine. And it's donation based. I believe the minimum donation is $500, but they're excellent. I have only ever heard positive, glowing reviews about this organization. And I'm actually going to be speaking at their Ot Fest this summer. And I'm really excited about it. So I'm actually going to be on a panel with Dr. Temple Grandin. I can't believe I'm saying those words out loud. So it's me and Dr. Grandin and one other speaker. I'll have to look up their name because I want to get to know them as well. So that's going to be July 13th in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's an open event. You just have to register online. I believe it's $50 to attend the session. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. So that's all done through Wilderwood. And like that night, they're going to have the horses out and you can like walk around and pet the horses. And oh, it's going to be awesome. So I will keep checking my accounts. I'm going to post more information about that, but it's also on their website and you can check them out for a trustworthy and affordable autism evaluation. Thanks, everybody. Smoky Mountain Blessed, I'm not sure where the resources are. There's one link in the Big Autistic Resource Guide that's like a global map of resources. I haven't checked it out. Honestly, I have so many suggestions that come in that I can't like be really familiar with all of them, but I do know there's a link in the Big Autistic Resource Guide that's a global map of autistic services, so that might be helpful to kind of narrow it down. The other thing that I can recommend is nocoassessmentcenter.com. So this is the psychologist that did my evaluation, and she was in Texas, then moved to Colorado, but she's since gotten licensed in like 40 states in the US. So check out that website because she offers virtual evaluations. Hi, Jesslyn. Hi, Lee. If I didn't say hi to you yet, I can't remember. Okay, so we handled that question. Okay, I don't have a lot to say about this one, but I at least will mention it. And I forgot to include the username here. Give me just a second. I want to make sure I attribute this to the right person. Okay. Dakun Sky said, after recent issues that I have had with burnout and discovering myself, I have found that some sensory tools produce a psychogenic shiver. And I was curious if you had something on the topic. Okay. So I looked up psychogenic shiver because I wasn't familiar with that one. And it's like a sensation that happens from a psychological psychological trigger rather than physical. So I don't know. I don't really have any resources on that, but I would think that's like why ASMR is such a big thing, because I think it just sometimes there's like a shiver that happens when we take in sensory information, and I think it's probably pretty acceptable to think that autistic people might experience that more than other people because our nervous system is so much more finely tuned. So I don't know. I see that comment. I'm not exactly sure what to do with it, but I thought it'd be a good one to bring up in case other people had thoughts on it. Some people's energy makes others shiver. Yeah. And we've also talked about in other groups like the autistic shake. I don't know if you ever feel it, like if you're overwhelmed or starting to get shut down, or sometimes for me too, it's other people's energy. I'll have like a shaking in my chest. And apparently this is pretty common. I'm learning. get shivers from eating sunflower. That's interesting. RK gets that just thinking about certain sensory things. Yeah. See, we're super unique. Okay, Moo Mushroom had asked me about my special interests, and I brought my blanket and my Afghan out here to share with everybody. And let's see. Okay, here's one from Happy to Be Me. Says, I have a question. Can you please discuss the effects of PTSD and low needs autism in women? I'm trying to understand the way my brain processes trauma and why it's very different to other people. This is a big question. I'm just realizing, like, do I have enough words to handle this question? Let me share the words that I do have. Okay, so PTSD, disclaimer, we know this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a medical professional. I just study this for fun. So this is not medical advice. And please do your own research. Okay, PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. CPTSD is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. To the best of my knowledge, the difference is that CPTSD is generalized trauma over an extended period of time, whereas PTSD is more of like a centralized point of trauma and stress. So like war, death, that kind of thing. A lot of autistic people deal with CPTSD, and it can be kind of hard. Like the lines can be blurred between CPTSD and autism a lot of times because there's a lot of similarities. I think that there are several reasons why autistic people deal with CPTSD. I think this is a huge topic of interest for me, and my thoughts are sprawling. Okay. We tend to think the best of people. And in the best sense of the word, I don't mean this as a negative thing, but we tend to be a little naive, like always hoping for the best, believing the best in people. And we tend to come from like, I don't know. I think our approach to life is just kind of open of like, I want to learn, I want to know the truth, and I want to, believe the best in people. This is a generalization. And I think a lot of times we end up being taken advantage of by other people who don't have that approach. For whatever reason, there's a huge correlation for autistic people to find themselves in relationships or family situations where there's people with narcissistic tendencies that tend to lean heavily on autistic people to be their emotional regulator. And so because we tend to attract more of these types of people in our lives, we also tend to experience more abuse and trauma. I think this is also because of masking. We tend to downplay what we want and need a lot of times because we don't even know what we want or what we need. I think all of these things are interrelated because if we have narcissistic personalities in our life, it can kind of drown out our ability to determine what we want and need. So we mask over what we want and need, and so we downplay the feedback that our body gives us. And this is what happens with trauma a lot too. Like your body starts conserving energy, and it doesn't respond to everything. Like so, the trauma responses are fight, flight, freeze, fawn. So you either go towards the situation, fight, you run away from it, flight, freeze, you do nothing, or fawn, which is you pretend like everything's okay. And so when we do those things, we're kind of downplaying the feedback that our body gives us, which is very real, right? But I think somebody even was saying, somebody else commented on the live stream post about how their spouse was saying that they were way too sensitive. Like, I know. Okay, good, Lauren. Thank you. I'm like, is this making any sense? I'm glad this is resonating. I mean, I hate that it is, but I'm glad that it makes sense. So somebody else was saying their spouse said that they were too sensitive. And how many of us, show of hearts or emojis or whatever, like have been called too sensitive or overreactive or we're too much, right? Yeah. A lot of us. So again, we're downplaying our intuition whenever we have a valid response for our body. Maybe it's the shiver that we're talking about. Our body shivers and we're like, ooh, that person is not somebody I can be around. But then they tell us that we're too sensitive. I don't know why it's doing that. And we're like, okay, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm, too sensitive. And so we start suppressing those very real sources of feedback that our body gives us. And so that's what creates that generalized source of trauma over time is we cut off our connection to our bodies and we start feeling unsafe in our bodies because we are misinterpreting or we're being told that we can't trust our body, right? So then what is truth? What can we use to ground ourselves if it's not within us? Then we look to other people. And that's where things get really messy because like you don't want to let other people determine how to live your life or what you need or what's right for you. I mean, yeah, sometimes we lean on people. I see a lot of hearts. Okay, sometimes we lean on people to help us when we're going through a tough time, but generally it's really important for our health to pay attention to our own intuition and to strengthen our connection to our body. So that's one thing that I really like to talk about within our community is the importance of reconnecting to our bodies. How many of you feel like a floating head sometimes? Okay, I'm seeing some trauma responses. Greet is a freezer. Smiggity smoo, too sensitive. They've heard that a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of gaslighting involved in all of this. Yeah, the highly sensitive person, this is all related. Yeah, so a lot of us have talked about feeling okay, floating head, that's resonating. Okay, this is okay, good conversation, everybody. Thank you for your feedback. A lot of people have talked about feeling like an alien in their body, or they feel like they're just a brain and they're not connected to the rest of their body. A lot of times, again, I'm not a therapist. This is my own interpretation, my own experience. I think that trauma cuts us off. I think trauma is why we feel like a floating head, because a lot of times we have to go internally and rationalize our experience rather than um, surely my it's hard to make examples on a live stream. I need to vet my examples. But we can't understand why someone we love would treat us that way, so we start rationalizing it, right? Rather than feeling the true effects of what that does to us in our bodies, we go to our head, we rationalize, oh well, yada yada yada. They experienced this and they're doing the best they could, whatever. So I think that honestly, if you boil it down to like, what's one thing I should do as an autistic person to gain more clarity and freedom and healing in my life? Connect to your body. And if you are unfamiliar with how to do that, it can be terrifying. And if some of you are in really burnt out or traumatized places, this is something that you probably want to do with the help of a therapist or a community. Because when you start to access the emotions in your body and you haven't done that before, I'm actually kind of having like an emotional response right now as I'm talking. It is very overwhelming and it's very upsetting. But our emotions live in our body. One of my books up there, The Body Keeps the Score. Y'all, the more science, the more research comes out about this. This is what we're going to be talking about in the future, like the importance of processing our emotions, because when we don't, they get stored in our body until we are able to find a way to release them. So as scary as it is to embrace those emotions, that is the path to healing. That is the path to trusting yourself again. And you can tell yourself, oh, it makes sense that I felt this way because this was the reality of the situation that I was being gaslit into not believing, and so you find creative, safe ways to feel that. There's so many, like, that's why I love yoga. Anything you can do to connect to your body. Take a hot bath, go for a run, put your feet in the grass, do yoga, take deep breaths. Tai Chi is another one the community really loves. It's like mindful meditative movement. Literally anything you can do to tune into your body and give it a voice and to take it seriously. Like, you can just ask your body, how do you feel today? And just be quiet and listen. Like, when was the last time you did that? honestly, that's the best thing I can give you in terms of what you can do to improve your quality of life as an autistic person is to find safe methods to explore the connection back to your body. So, I don't know if that answered your question, but that's where my brain went with it. Yeah, yoga's been really healing. We are all in this together. Yeah, where do you feel that emotion? Let me share just this incredible resource I found with you. Emotional sensation wheel. Okay, if you have not heard of Lindsay Brahman, oh my gosh, you got to. So they have all of their resources are amazing, but they have this wheel where it's like, if you're feeling this sensation in your body, it could be tied to this emotion. They also have an emotion behavior wheel. If you're doing this behavior, it could be related to this emotion. And so that's another part of healing is being able to name the emotion. Oh, I'm feeling shame right now. Oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling anger. And being able to let yourself feel that, that's super, super healing. Okay. Meditation is great. Yeah. Yeah. Body scan relaxation is a great suggestion. Thank you, Saria. Steffi, I mean, that's a good point too. Sometimes feeling your body too much, it can be overwhelming. Yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes it can be hard to find that balance. Yeah. Well, let me just say, we'll keep talking about this. I don't know what happens since I set this up to loop over into a premiere. I really have no idea. Like if it hits 1:00 and it's going to be like, "Rrr," I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we'll wrap up here within the next 3 minutes. So I do want to mention before we get back into the comments, first of all, if you could like this video, if it's helpful to you, oh, fireworks. That's super helpful to me. And like I said, I just released all of my groups for February, March, and April. So you got a lot of choices. So here's a website. And then if you are interested in scholarships, email me, scholarships@momonthespectrum.life. Yeah. Oh, you teach Tai Chi, Margie? Yeah. Japio NL. Emotional songs can overwhelm you. Yeah. I was talking about, I watched theater camp the other day and I was just overwhelmed at the end because I was like, oh my gosh, art. I love it so much. I get overwhelmed emotionally sometimes. My stomach's about to growl. It could be really loud. I'm trying to stay up to date with the comments. Viewers have to go over. Oh, it's not automatic. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Blessed. Okay. So what I will do in 2 minutes is I'm going to end the live stream. And then if you go back to my homepage, if you want to watch the new video, it is, I think it's called Unmasking Shortcut for Autistic Adults. It's a little bit woo, but I think you might like it. You're welcome, Lisa. Love the Beltray emoji. Yeah, the cat stickers are awesome. If you want to get cool stickers, it's just $5 a month to be a Mott's Inner Circle, Mom on the Spectrum Inner Circle member. You can join from my homepage and you get those cool stickers. You get the little member badges. So Lisa has a star next to hers. Dustin has the rainbow with a blue star. Those are based on how long you've been a member. And then you get 48-hour early access to all my videos. So you can just click the blue join button on my homepage. It's awesome. Oh, thank you. Yeah, all my yoga mats. I have a lot of them. One of them is for Beltray. I have to put 2 out whenever I do yoga because he always comes in and needs to be a part of it, obviously. You can go chat in your video. Yeah. Okay. So the next video is a premiere. So if you want to keep chatting, I'm about to close this up and I'm going to hop right over to the new video, which premieres at 1:00 and we can keep chatting over there. So thanks everybody for being here and for sharing and for making this community awesome. It really is great. Okay, I'm going to end this here and I'm going to go hop over to the new video. Just go to youtube.com/momonthespectrum and it'll say premiere. Okay. Bye.